Hello again. Today we're going to be making a candy holder that will hold a fun size bag of M&Ms. This is perfect for Valentine's Day. To make this you'll need a piece of cardstock that is 4 inches by 8.5, and I've gone ahead and scored it at 1.5 inches, 5 inches, and 5.5 inches, and that will make the foundation of our matchbook. You also need a 2.5 inch square of Very Vanilla, a 2 3/4 inch square of designer paper, and this is from the Candy Lane series, and a 3.5 inch square of the pink pirouette cardstock. Now, to actually hold the matchbook together, we're going to use a stapler, and you need to go up about 1/2 inch from the bottom, right in the middle, and just staple it like a regular matchbook, and that way the flap will actually tuck down inside there and it will hold it. Now, to hold the bag of candy, we're going to take my basic gray cutter and we're going to cut a notch on this side just above that flap, and a notch on this side that is just above that flap. And we'll punch those out. May have to cut it again. There we go. And then the candy will just tuck right inside there, and that will keep it from falling out. If you have the notch punch that Stampin' Up makes, it works great too, but I haven't gotten that yet. And then the flap just tucks down inside. Okay, now for the stamping, we're going to use our Close to Cocoa ink, and we're going to use one of our stamps from the Love You Much bundle, and we're going to do something just a little different. You'll notice that the stamp actually says Love You Much, but we're just going to do the word love when we stamp it. So I'm going to use a baby wipe to actually take off a little bit of the ink after I ink it. So I'm just going to ink it up like I normally would, and then I'm just going to take a baby wipe and take the ink off the words that I don't want stamped. And there we go. I'm going to use some of my markers to color it in, and I actually, doesn't show up really well on camera, but I actually did a 2-color shading effect on the letters. I'm going to use the Regal Rose to do the top half of each of the letters. And of course you could use any 2 colors that you wanted. And then I'm going to use the Blush Blossom to color in the bottom half of those letters. Just makes it look a little different instead of the solid color letters. I've got my Certainly Celery, and we're going to do the leaf. And then we're also going to just kind of go over that stem a little to highlight it. And that's it. Now, before we actually put this together, we're going to use our scallop border punch to scallop the edges of our pink square. And before I do this, I'll let you know that it doesn't always work perfectly every time. It takes a little practice, but I love this punch because it gives you a really nice scalloped edge on your paper. There's 2 sides. And now we'll go back and do the third. It's going to come out close. It just takes a little practice to actually line it up right every time. And there we have our scallop square. Now to put it together, we're going to take the designer paper, and I'm just using my ATG. We're going to put it in the middle of our scallop square, and then we're going to take the image that we've stamped and put it in the middle of that. Now when you actually adhere this to your matchbook, you only want to put adhesive on the top half of the scallop square, and I'll show you why. When you adhere it, you'll still be able to tuck the flap of the red flap down inside, and the stamped image covers up the staple for you. Hope you enjoy it, and have a nice Valentine's Day.